let's dig into our predictions for 2023. So last year, you structured it so that we had these kind of macro topics and micro topics. This year, we've got a big main theme and then sub themes that emanate from that. So, Sadie, what's the big main theme in data science for 2023?
So the big main theme for me is data as a product. And what I mean by that is really twofold. Data as a product that consumers can now interact with, like large language models and ChatGPT. A big miss that we had in 2022. But also in terms of how organizations like enterprise organizations are looking at their data and switching to more of a self-service model where they're enabling their business counterparts to think of their data, not only to make data-driven decisions, but to think of it as an actual product, right? To treat it as this has value and respect, and we can turn this into something that's operational and create revenue from the company. So we're going to see this pop up, I think, in lots of different ways. You know, ChatGPT has what I call broke the internet. I was trying to use it the other day and I couldn't because too many users were on it. I think it's been one of the fastest platforms to get to 1 million users. It beat out things like Facebook, Netflix, Twitter, just in terms of the growth.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, so I have some stats. It took it 5 days to reach 1 million users. Other ones that are close were about 2.5 months. So a lot of that comes into the social sharing and the internet, right? The fact that we have social networks. But I think that's something one we missed from last year because we had no idea this was coming this year. But more importantly, just think about this isn't just people who work in technology who are using it, right? This is your everyday consumer is using an AI model. And to me, that's huge. Like the AI renaissance is here. This is like the most excited I've been about AI since I got into data science in 2014. I feel like it's an AI rebirth. I don't know about you, but I'm just like,
totally.
bring it all on.
These foundation models, things like ChatGPT most recently at the time of recording, pretty soon after this episode is out, we might have GPT-4. So like all of these capabilities, these ChatGPT capabilities that everyone's seen, probably that's listening, especially if you listen to all the episodes, you couldn't have missed it because for episode 638, I did my holiday greeting this year, scripted by ChatGPT, which reminds me, should we read some of this script? So,
yes,
Sadie, before all of you out there started using ChatGPT 2 and made it impossible for us to use it, luckily Sadie got a screenshot where she wrote, create a script of John Krohn interviewing, although I guess since you wrote it, it says, create a script of John Krohn interviewing Sadie St. Lawrence on the Super Data Science podcast discussing 2023 data science trends. And I love it. It added in a third person. It added in a narrator.
Yes. Maybe it's a sign that you need a new person on the pod too narrating. We could get some suggestions.
That would be great. I would welcome a helping hand. So the helping hand says, welcome to the Super Data Science podcast, where we explore the latest trends and developments in data science. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Sadie St. Lawrence, one of the leading experts in the field of data science. She's here to discuss the trends that we can expect to see in 2023. And then John Krohn comes on, and he sounds a lot like my voice. And he says, hi, Sadie, it's great to have you on the show.
And Sadie says, hi, John, thanks for having me.
So, Sadie, what are some of the key trends that you think we will see in the world of data science in 2023?
Well, John, there are a few trends that I think will be particularly important in the coming year. One of the biggest trends we will see is increasing adoption of machine learning and artificial intelligence.
Wow. That's really interesting.
How I got data is a product, right? Is because ChatGPT wrote it for me. So
right. So yeah, to be clear now, we have now stopped reading from the script. We stopped reading when the script started to be a little bit high level. So when Sadie posted this discussion, this script on Twitter, Brett Tully, who was our guest on episode number 533 of the show, he commented that he doesn't think that Sadie and I will be out of work anytime soon. That our AI overloads won't be taking over podcast episode scripting. So there's an enormous achievement. There's no question whatsoever. It's blown my mind the jump from the previous GPT-3 interfaces that we'd seen, where you could get at most about a paragraph of sensible content, but sometimes with the prompts that you provide ChatGPT, you're getting pages. And sometimes it's really coherent and good, and you can use it. And then you can have discussions with it, and it's able to recall, it's able to use previous parts of the discussion, whether it was the algorithm or you, and work that into the conversation. So definitely has a lot of limits, though. I tried to, for my holiday greeting, I thought it'd be really fun if I could make it rhyme. So after it gave me the holiday greeting episode, which was great, I was like, this is perfect. This sounds like exactly the way I would have scripted it. Perfect. Then I was like, now make it rhyme. And it didn't do a great job. But I have seen other people, like you say, I'm going on I'm taking up too much of the mic time here, but like tying back to one of your points here, that this is something that it isn't just data scientists that are using this. So I have a friend, Zach Weinberg, who runs Canada's largest homebrew supply store. And he's been, over the course of the week leading up to us recording this episode, he's sending me screenshots of conversations that he's having with ChatGPT. He loves it. And so it's great to see these foundation models, not just like GPT related models, these natural language generation models, but also foundation models that leverage the models like GPT-3 to generate art, like DALL-E 2. Same kind of thing. Zach, this homebrew supply store owner, and tons of other people around the world are sending me messages being like, holy crap, this is amazing. So it is kind of like an AI renaissance that's bleeding into just kind of general interested consumers, and creators of these applications are figuring out ways to package it up in a way that any kind of user can make use of it in a really intuitive and powerful way. That's cool times.
It's really cool times. And, not only obviously like ChatGPT is taking over the internet right now, but even the Lensa app took over the internet, where you put in your photos and it remakes them with DALL-E. I mean, so there's just more and more that are coming out.